It's just a lot of fun. Like I've been saying, it's the game I love, and there's nothing better than winning a football game. I mean, this is a dream come true for sure. But I mean, we have what time is it right now? 3:48. Yeah, I got 12 minutes to celebrate it before we're on to Pittsburgh, as Vrabel said. So, but I mean, like you said, I've been dreaming of this moment as a kid my entire life. Even just to touch the field in an NFL game, let alone get a win, is incredible.
1, 2, 3. They wrote me off. I feel like Gino.
Wrote him off, but he didn't write back, says
Love
DeAndre Hopkins.
Love it.
Yo, well, speaking of love it, love this for Will Levis. I actually really liked him when I got a chance to meet him at the Combine. That was the draft silly season when there was a lot of, discussion about the kind of guy he was and some of the weird stuff he did online and, how what kind of teammate he would be, what kind of leader he would be. Also, just kind of what kind of player he was his last year at Kentucky. Some made the excuses or the reasons about the exodus of talent from his junior to his senior year. Others questioned his mechanics, his consistency, so on and so forth. All I know is after one start, he's already in a club of 3. That's him, Marcus Mariota, and Fran Tarkenton as the only people to debut with 4 touchdown passes in an NFL game. So that's how hard and how rare it is to do what Will Levis did yesterday. And he's kind of a forgotten guy, very much a forgotten guy in his quarterback class. Like, the camera was on him and his family all of the first night of the draft when he was sliding after Young, Stroud, and Richardson were taken. Titans go up to the first pick of the second round, end his slide, and lo and behold, after a week of discussion about him splitting reps with Malik Willis, he is now in line to start on Thursday night against Pittsburgh. And then the Titans may have what every team who doesn't have one is looking for, and that's a quarterback of the future. I know it's one start. I'm not trying to Brock Purdy him, but it was one impressive start, one historic start to a career. But going back to his start, were you familiar with him? I mean, this is my man is like from right down the road from you in good old Newton, Massachusetts. So did you know him back in high school? Or were you familiar with him back in high school?
I'm familiar with his story and his local story, and it gets even better, Mike, because you talk about the slide. I don't know if you remember, right around the time of the draft, this is in the spring of 2023, this year, as recently as the spring, Bill Belichick refused to say the name, would not say the name Mac Jones, okay? Like, he was beefing with Mac Jones still in the spring. And there were rumors, I don't know if you remember, there were rumors that the Patriots were going to draft a quarterback, and they brought in Will Levis. They brought him in. They had conversations with him. Billy O'Brien talked with him. I think O'Brien had recruited him, if I'm getting the story right.
That feels about
so,
right. Yeah.
So there were a lot of connections, and there was some thought, hey, maybe the Patriots at 17, they were picking a number 17. Oh no, earlier than that they traded with Pittsburgh. I think they were at 14. They moved back to 17. Maybe the Patriots at number 14 would pick Will Levis. They passed on Levis. So did many other teams. So essentially, so did every other team pass on Levis. And then our guy, Rand Carthon, general manager of the Tennessee Titans, goes up and trades up for Will Levis. Also, the other guy who was sitting there for everybody was DeAndre Hopkins. He's going on a tour. He really is going on tour to say, hey, I still got it. I just need a little bit. I need some more zeros on that contract. He stops by the Patriots. He says he wants to go to the Bills and he wants to go to the Chiefs. He's open for business, and he has to. He's in the building.
I'm sensing a theme
here. He's in the building. He's in the building in Foxborough with his former coach. There's a
column
general
here.
Manager.
There's a column being written in real time right now. It's being written in real time.
I miss those column writing days. His former general manager, his former head coach is right there and says, no, we're good. Hey, Mike, he says, we got our football guys. Inside joke. All right, we got our football guys. We're all good. We're all good.
Yeah.
And so instead of DeAndre, they go with Devontae. Devontae Parker. Come on. I wish I had more hands. That's terrible. So I'm glad for both of these guys because they sat around. They had to have their skills questioned, even temporarily. They had to have their skills, their talent, their fit questioned, and both of them balled out yesterday. It's an awesome story for both of these players.
And I'll piggyback on the Rand Carlson point by saying that we both are happy that Rand has got his opportunity. Maurice Carthon's kid got his opportunity in the big chair alongside Mike Vrabel. But just organizationally, and it's just crazy how quickly things can change, how quickly the winds can change, because the trade winds were blowing through Tennessee, and still are, but they were like strong gusts of winds through Tennessee 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, about a teardown. Ryan Tannehill was down with a high ankle sprain. Reports about their intentions or lack thereof to trade franchise icon Derrick Henry. Again, could trade him, but not planning to trade him, which means make us the offer we can't refuse. And now, all of a sudden, if you're waking up this morning in Nashville, Tennessee, birds are singing louder, sun's shining brighter. Hell, I don't even know what the weather forecast is. Whatever the forecast was before yesterday's game, it changed quickly.
Better.
And those winds aren't blowing as strong, as they were before. Because now, and I was talking about this with Charles Robinson a little while ago, it's like if you are the Tennessee Titans, it feels like you're more inclined to keep this going and put your young quarterback in position to succeed and not make a trade. Listen, everybody's got a price, and if they're gonna give you something that you just can't otherwise acquire for a Derrick Henry, then you got Tajay Spears. He's an aging running back on an expiring contract, and it makes sense. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is no spring chicken, even though he looked like it yesterday. But I'm saying there's something to be said for seeing how far this can go with Will Levis and allowing him an opportunity to thrive, as opposed to putting him in a position like most young quarterbacks are, which is to have to survive with unfavorable surroundings or unfavorable circumstances, I should say.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.